The next lab for Chem 111 is called Net Ionic Equations, and this is our pre-lab video. We're going to be performing 20 different small-scale reactions, and it's a really fun lab. I think you're going to enjoy this. We use something called a well plate, which is here, shown here, and you can see that it's a very small-scale reaction. We just use about 5 to 6 drops of our solutions, and we have acids, bases, and soluble ionic salts dissolved in water, and we also have some solids that we'll be reacting with. So we just add about 5 to 6 drops. This is just in general. It's usually enough to see the reaction. If you need to use a little bit more, feel free to use a little bit more. The solids, use your spatula. This is your metal spatula that's in your drawer. And just a little tipful of the solids. Put that in your well plate. Add your solutions. You should have a glass stirring rod. You can watch for the reactions, stir with the glass stirring rod, see if you see some of the reactions taking place. If not, you can add some more reactants to it. So we're going to be performing these reactions in the well plate, and let me just show you an example of some of these reactions. So what we're looking for are signs of a reaction. So is it bubbling? That would mean that a gas is being formed. Did the colors change? Does it turn cloudy, which would mean that there's a solid that's formed? Or does a solid dissolve? So again, if you have a solid, you can add a little bit more of the solution and really see if you can get that solid to dissolve. If you see any of these signs, then a reaction did take place. So if you take a look at some of these pictures here, for example, this nice blue one here, you can see that you cannot see through this solution. That means that it's cloudy. We call that cloudy or opaque, and that means that there's a precipitation reaction that's taken place. You know, contrast this to this one, it's still clear, so I don't see evidence of a precipitation here, but if my reactants weren't blue and it turned blue, then that is evidence of a reaction. Some tips as you go through. I suggest putting a white piece of paper underneath the well plate so that you can see the reactions a little bit better. Again, if you don't see a reaction but you do expect one to occur, you can stir it with a glass stirring rod. Make sure it's clean. If you contaminate between well plates, you'll have no idea what's going on because you might see a reaction and it's just because you carried over some reactants from a previous well. So you don't want to do that. Make sure you keep that glass stirring rod clean. If you have to go to a hood to get a reactant, make sure you do that reaction in the hood. Okay, so there are some toxic gases that could be emitted with some of these reactions. So you want to make sure that if it's in the hood, do the reaction in the hood. Okay. Also a suggestion here is to record your observations in your notebook. So write down what your reactants are, record those observations in the notebook, do the work, determine what the net ionic equation is, and then transfer that information to your report sheets. You can do it however you want. Talk to your instructor. Your instructors might have something different, but if you do that, then your report sheets will be nice and neat and ready to hand in. Your instructor may want you to hand them in at the end of the lab period, or he or she may give you the week and you can hand them in next week. So make sure you check with your lab instructor for that. But there is no formal lab write-up in addition to just handing in the net ionic equations report sheets that you have attached in your lab manual. Safety. All your waste will be collected in the hood at the front. Very, very important. Please do not put metal in the garbage. Okay, this is a fire hazard. If we have spilled, powdered, or granulated metal, definitely let the instructor know so that he or she can help you clean that up, and we'll probably react that metal before we dispose of it. Also, keep your benches clean. Wipe up spills as soon as they occur. Keep your hands clean and enjoy this lab because it's a fun one. And that's it.